You know, I've never really seen the appeal of mobile games. I've grown up on console games, and I've always needed a story to really push me through a game. But with mobile games, that's never really the case. Even if it has an interesting story, I only ever play mobile games whenever I'm in between classes or I'm just about to invest my time in something else. So engaging in a story at that point doesn't really make sense because I can't properly enjoy it. And I'm not one who likes to berate others for being mobile gamers, and I think the argument around whether or not someone is a true quote-unquote gamer if they only play mobile games is stupid. I've never heard of anyone arguing that someone isn't a true bibliophile if they read only romance novels, but now that I say that out loud, I kind of feel that way. Whatever. But you know what's always baffled me? There's been mobile games that are standalone and only seek to dominate the mobile gaming market, like Candy Crush. There's mobile games that are an extension of a franchise and only seek to utilize the power of that franchise in order to generate more revenue, like Pokemon Go. But how many mobile games spawn an entire franchise of their own? Behold! Monster Strike! This thing released back in 2013 in Japan that generates interest by having the gotta collect 'em all gacha game mechanics that's been ever so popular since Pokemon mastered it, and everyone else decided to copy it to varying success. But instead of having your monsters fight for you, you instead launch them at bigger monsters in the same way you would shoot billiards on a pool table. Except those billiards are either monsters or cute anime girls. And those billiards have their own abilities that will help you strategize how you want to complete the level. In a sense, every level is more of a puzzle rather than just trying to shove in as many RPG mechanics and pretend it's a game. And this game kind of blew up in Japan, as just the next year, it became the highest grossing mobile game in the country. And just like with any game that gets huge and has a low barrier of entry into other markets because it's all digital, the only logical thing to do was to localize it in other languages and go global. This game spread to South Korea, North America, and China. And Monster Strike tends to have cross promotions just like every other mobile game, except they tend to crank it to 11 since they've crossed over with Sword Art Online, Full Metal Alchemist, One Punch Man, Sailor Moon, even Yu-Gi-Oh!, and so many more. It even spawned its own anime that uses the 11-minute format and is all put online for free on all their YouTube channels, which are translated in several different languages. And it got its own movie adaptation. Now, the anime is fun, and it's clear that the writers are given a lot of freedom to make jokes, given that they're literally using their phones to hurl monsters at each other with wild abandon, and frankly, the moment I saw this, I was laughing hysterically because that looks stupid, and I love it. But the anime does suffer from the generic anime tropes. Frankly, the show shines best when it's not trying too hard to have a big battle. The jokes and the mystery behind all their lost memories is what's the most interesting. And this anime is still going. They update with new episodes regularly. Just be prepared because in season 2 they go full 3D. And be even more prepared because that 3D animation gets really, really good later down the line. I mean, when they actually animate the mouth to enunciate the phonemes of the words they're saying, that's when you know they put a lot of care into the animation. And the movie is actually really freaking good. For the first half. It eventually gets drawn out at the end, but it managed to hold my attention throughout all of it, and the movie is nothing like the show. It's very story-heavy and character-driven than the generic battle anime that is the main show. Hey, quick thing! I have a Patreon. This is the part where I tell you about my Patreon. Help me help you be entertained with internet videos. No joke, a guaranteed dollar is much more reliable than the crazy wonked out system that YouTube uses. Just saying. Eventually, they released a 3DS game derived from the anime that is Japanese exclusive. And the reason it's Japanese exclusive is because you can't play Monster Strike anymore. So, here's the thing. The game went global in 2014, but that's where the good news ends. You see, the first to go was China. They stopped supporting Monster Strike there in 2015 because there was more of an interest in other types of mobile games. In 2016, they stopped supporting the game in South Korea. And in 2017, they stopped supporting the game in North America. This left all the fans of the game upset, but a lot of people didn't even know it existed in North America. But regardless of all this, Monster Strike is one of the highest grossing mobile games in the world, and yet it keeps failing in other countries. Why? Well, at least in North America, we have a lot of stigma surrounding mobile games, especially the more hardcore gamers. But even then, mobile games prosper in North America, so that can't really be it. Well, on VentureBeat, Heidi Kemps explains, it's understandable that Monster Strike's content would lag somewhat behind its parent in Japan. Localization takes time and effort to implement after all, and some things need to be tailored to a different market. But at several points in time, the North American game was many months behind its Japanese counterpart. Players would see news on fan sites about all of the cool monsters, events, and interface improvements happening in Japan with no clear timetable of if or when they'd see them in their version of the game. But that's not all. Gacha mechanics are heavily resented in North America, but since that's the primary mechanic in most mobile games, it was difficult for Monster Strike to convince players to actually spend money. In the same article, it explains, a 50 orb roll from the game's random monster hatcher cost almost $40 for 10 monsters, and this didn't guarantee even one of the game's treasured 5-star monsters. But the 5-star monsters are a huge boon to clearing some of the game's tougher dungeons, so eager players took every opportunity they could to beat the system and get free rolls without paying a dime. These weren't the only issues that made the game sit uneasy with fans. They removed online co-op play, which, in Japan, it's not that hard to go outside and find someone nearby that's playing the game you are because it's such a heavily, densely populated area, when for places like North America, in places like North America, that's a lot more difficult. I mean, we had that problem with Pokemon Go, and we still do. There's areas of North America that just doesn't play because there's no one around them. And getting rid of global online co-op made the game a lot more difficult to play, especially since playing with multiple people is kind of a core aspect to the game. Global online substituted the fact that we can't really easily find random other people playing the same app game we are when just strolling around. And getting rid of that kind of took away a lot of trust the fans had of the game. This was kind of the final nail in the coffin, really. With Pokemon Go, you have the core mechanics of the game to go outside. You can't play the game without going outside and walking around. With Monster Strike, that's not the case. It's made to be sat down and played. So, removing global online didn't really make sense. Currently, Monster Strike thrives in Japan. It still has the anime, and it even spawned its own card game that reuses the artwork from the app. The game even plays best with 4 people, similar to how the app game focuses so heavily on multiplayer mechanics. And if you want to see me open an entire booster box of the game directly from Japan, then there's a link in the description below. Instead, I have this for you guys. Behold! This is... I swear that's what it is. This is a box of basically wafers. Wafer cookies? And inside each wafer is a trading card of the Monster Strike. Well, actually, no, it's not even from the Monster Strike card game. That's the weird thing. Like, they made this in order to promote it, where you know, like you had gum in baseball cards? Well, most people just bought it for the cards. Just like this, people are getting it for the cards, even though it's not the actual game. And I don't understand the mindset behind it, but the cards look pretty freaking cool. And I have no idea if the food is even edible, because this was shipped all the way from Japan. There we go. It looks like a regular booster box, except the packs are really thick. Here it is in all of its glory. It's shiny, glossy glory, as it is food. So we are going to open this up. I'm going to show you what card I get, and I'm not going to eat all of the wafers, but I will tell you if they're good. I'm going to have at least a few. Wha-bam! Ooh, oh, that looks cool, and it's actually holographic, and it's actually smaller. What? Okay, hang on. This is the card we got. I don't know what character this is, but geez, these are some glossy cards. Like, it's plastic. This is not made of regular cardstock. This is just straight up plastic, and the back shows the actual creature from the app game. And I don't know, I think this is like really freaking cool. It has, it has stats on it. This is not what, if for the regular TCG, it would actually have a card back so that you could play the game. And the quality is not the same as the game, the regular card game TCG, mostly because it's actually plastic. And I'm pretty sure this isn't even standard size. I'm pretty sure this is small size. But these are cool. These are pretty. I like these. I like how it also has the stats of the monster from the game. I think it's quirky. But now let's see how good the wafers are. Oh, the true test of quality here. I've had better. Like, it's not stale, so it survived. It's recent enough. You get like a hint of chocolate. Like LaCroix, where it's like a hint of lime. It's kind of what I'm getting with this. Like, I can definitely taste it. I like LaCroix. I like hint of things. But I'm so used to having wafers that just pound you with sugar. I mean, like, shocker, I'm from the United States. Whoa. How long am I gonna keep this up until I actually get to the next pack? Speed round! Let's just open it and then get the card. No more eating. No eating on the job. Wow, this guy is actually kind of horrifying. Look at this. See this, dude? This is our wonderful Monster Strike monster. It is a mouse with a mohawk slamming a hammer. Okay, sure. I'm not a big fan of it. I prefer the previous one, but hey, we have an entire box to go through. Ooh, you're cute. I like this. This is a much better card than previously. Some sort of Yuki-onna kind of small little girl with a giant lantern. I like it. Does it also show you on the bottom corner? Does it show you like what it looks like in the app, like its sphere form right there? I don't know, but this is the card. I can't get over how it's just plastic. It's straight up plastic. That's some good quality. We have some praying watery woman. Do not know. I think it looks cool. It has a number on it. Number 3,662. They have made a lot of monsters. They have made plenty of monsters. I am just surprised. I mean, I'm not really too surprised. How long has this been going? It's going since 2013. It's 2019. It's been going on for 6 years. You gotta make a lot of monsters, especially with all the promotions they do. That's gotta be included. Oh, this guy looks sick. Bro. This guy, like, Thunder King kind of stuff right here. Look at this dude. He is awesome. And what's shocking, it's not an anime girl. What? That's a thing? I never seen a non-anime girl or strange mouse creature. I didn't think mobile games could do that if they came from Japan. It's a bad joke, I know. It's probably a little insensitive too, but like, come on. I love the little designs they do around, like the bordering of it. It's different for each one. I think it looks neat. I have no idea what this guy's supposed to be. No clue. Not a single idea. But hey, I like his design. Big hats. Big hats are cool. Why did we get rid of big hats? Why is that not a thing? We should bring big hats back. You know? Witches pulled it off really well, I thought. I don't see why, top hats, that stopped being a thing. What happened to that? Why did that stop? Probably got too hot. That's probably why. Another kawaii anime girl. Heck yes. This is the kind of stuff I live for. Has bunny ears. Enjoyable. Has what looks like to be sweets. I love it. If anybody recognizes these, tell me, Is this like supposed to be some sort of historical character, some sort of mythological character? I can't tell. They made Lucifer a girl. They made Nostradamus a girl. They made, pretty much everyone's a freaking anime girl. I'm like, I get it, that's a thing. It's like a Japanese thing. It's an anime thing. I don't even think it's a Japanese thing. It's an anime thing. But makes it hard to really recognize who's who. We have some mermaid dropping, I don't think those are sea urchins. I think those are mines, She just has a barrel of them. No big deal, that's just what some people do, So I collect trading cards, she collects mines. No big deal. I mean, I'm sure the FBI won't get on her case about it. International waters, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these wafers. This is, getting a little out of hand. I love how there's been no duplicates so far. This is a 2-in-1. We got 2 anime girls. Oh man, how fantabulous. Here's the other side. You can see the entire artwork for what it looks like in the app. There are 2 of them. I was like, did they mix 2? Did they put 2 and 2 together and I have to get the second card and show it? That'd have been neat. I like it when they do that. They can pull it off. Sometimes when it's pulled off, they pull it off really well. Holy crap! What? Hello. Jeez. What is this guy? He's like freaking just a skull with an orb body and some flare around him. I don't know what's up. He looks freaky to me. There's the other side. There's him in his entirety. It's not kawaii. Well, now we're just getting to some weird things. We got some onigiri people, which it always, I like the designs of, food people, but it always kind of freaks me out because I'm like, I want to eat you, but you are sentient. I don't know how I feel about that. I love jelly donuts. Jelly donuts are my favorite. Ooh, we have what is apparently an SSR. I just realized there's actually a rarity system in the corner. And she looks awesome. What happened to the light? My lighting changed. I'm trying to make sure there's not a glare. You can really see how there is like a metallic effect going through it. So that's nice. Here's the back side of it. If you can tell. There's a rarity system right in the corner here. Right on the other side. I don't know if you guys can, I don't know if it matters. From what I can gather, that was our highest rarity one. I regret buying this. I didn't think there would be so many of these. I did not think there would be so many. Oh my gosh. We have a duplicate. It's just the onigiri people again. Skipping it. I'm running out of space to put all the wafers. This was a bad idea. I thought this would be neat. I thought this would be cool. I thought this would be fun. That is not the case. We have some dude who's summoning some sort of creature. I don't know what he is, but I don't know. I think out of all the designs, he looks pretty neat. What rarity is he? He's an MR. I have no idea what MR stands for. Monster rare. Whatever that's supposed to be. I don't know. We have someone rocking a lute right here. Most powerful lute player along with his merry band of cute animal people. I like this. I like this. I think it looks great. Wow, now this is unique. We have some polar bears playing that not shuffleboard, but that thing where you're on ice and you use a broom in order to determine is it shuffleboard? It's basically ice shuffleboarding, whatever. And the little peg thing, it's a seal. It's a little seal. It's adorable. It's a little seal guy. I like this. This is new. This is unique. It's I like it. We got a duplicate. Not opening it. We got some dude with like one of the coolest swords I have seen. I love this guy. He looks, well, I don't think he's that rare, but his design is one of the coolest. We got another duplicate. Woo, duplicates. Last one. This is the final one. I've been using scissors to make this process go faster, because this was much more than I thought I could chew, and ooh, just your casual buxom babe right here, no big deal, with some impeccable fashion sense, and by fashion sense, I mean armor while she is summoning Cthulhu. Actually, it kind of looks like the blight from Breath of the Wild. You know, the eyes that summon monsters when you're in the Va temples, dungeon temple creature things, the Varuta and Vanaboris and all those guys. I like her the most, just because it's green and purple, and those are complementary colors. Just so you know. Well, that's everything I have for this video. If you want to see more of my What Happened To videos, then there's a playlist with all of them that you can click right there. Remember, sharing is caring. I also have a Patreon if you're into that sort of thing. Stay beautiful and keep playing.